Am I the idiot for stealing my sister's thunder at her engagement party? My female 23 sister, female 25, recently got engaged to her fiancé, male 26, after they'd been dating for a year. Their engagement party was basically a dinner with friends and close relatives, and my sister went all out on the food. To her, marriage is a huge deal, and she's had her whole wedding and married life planned out since we were kids. I've never felt the same excitement for weddings and kids and such things, even though I do want it at some point, and since I'm a lesbian in an homophobic family, I long ago accepted that a big fancy wedding with my father walking me down the aisle isn't part of the plan. This doesn't sadden me much, but my sister, who's the only one in my family who knows about my sexuality, has been convinced that I'm jealous of her since she started dating her fiancé. The dinner started out great, but after the main course, my family and relatives started asking about my dating life. It was pretty harmless questions at first, such as, "When are you getting a boyfriend?" and "Why aren't you dating? I saw that boy hitting on you just yesterday." It annoyed me, but my sister seemed even more annoyed. After dessert, when the alcohol started kicking in, the questions got a little out of hand. My mom said, "I can't believe your sister got engaged first, you've always been more social." And my grandma commented that I was the more attractive sister. My sister obviously got hurt by this, and I caught her crying in the bathroom at one point. I tried to talk to her, but all she said was, "Happy? You've made my engagement all about you," and then avoided me for the rest of the party. So this is the part where I might have been the bad guy. After my aunt asked when I would get a boyfriend for the millionth time, and I'd had my millionth glass of wine, I told her that I'd never get a boyfriend, but when I got a girlfriend she'd be the first to know. I then stormed out of the apartment, accidentally knocking a glass over, and took a cab home. My phone immediately started blowing up, but I turned notifications off and went straight to bed. One of me and my sister's mutual friend, who was at the party, told me the next day that a wild discussion about what I said to my aunt was held and then the party cut short. My sister locked herself in her room crying and everyone went home. I have now been blocked by most of my family and relatives. My sister sent me a nasty message about how me coming out on her part stole her thunder, and my mother no longer considers me family. I'm not going to try to make up excuses for my behavior, because I definitely could have been a more supporting sister, but I just wanted to know, am I the idiot? Not the idiot, you weren't the one making it all about you, your family was. Who the frick says that someone is more attractive than someone else right in front of the person? No idiots here, your sister, and you both deserve better. Your family was being a bunch of both to her and to you. Things were already going sideways before you came out. You shouldn't need to hide who you are, and although there may have been a better time for it, okay, well, like maybe it sounds like you were completely pressured into it. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for embarrassing my girlfriend by getting her friend a more expensive gift than she did? My girlfriend, female 26, is really close to her best friend, female 25, and ever since I, male 28, started dating my GF, I pretty much also became friends with her. The friend often comes along with my GF and I when we do stuff, and we have overall just become good friends. I can talk and relate to her about topics that I can't really relate to with my girlfriend, like sports and cars. For my birthday a few months ago, this friend bought me a sports jersey of my hometown's team, which I had only mentioned once briefly to her, so it was a very unexpected awesome gift. The jersey was not cheap, at least $80, so I definitely wanted to return the favor when her birthday came along. This friend's birthday was a couple of days ago, and she invited my GF and I to her birthday dinner with some other girlfriends of theirs. Since she got me such a sentimental and cool gift, I wanted to give her something equally exciting. I ended up buying her a pair of tickets to a concert of an artist she posts a lot on her social media, about $150, so I was pretty sure that she would like the gift. After finishing dinner, she opened the gifts that she received. I didn't really think much of it and went along with it. My girlfriend bought her a nice watch, and she seemed to like it. When I gave my gift, everybody for some reason seemed stunned, and the friend was really happy about the tickets. Apparently they are all pretty big fans of the artist, and the tickets weren't easy to come by. For some reason my gift became the topic for the rest of the night. Some of the friends started joking that they wanted to become my best friends so that I could buy those gifts. I didn't really think much of it because it really just seemed that they were joking around. But after the night finished and while driving back to my girlfriend's place, my girlfriend seemed genuinely mad and upset with me. I asked her if anything was wrong, and she just started going off on me about how I embarrassed her in front of all her friends by buying her friend a better gift than she did. I asked her what exactly upset her about my gift, and she said that it was the fact that I made her look cheap with the gift she gave. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. But I'll wager a virtual beverage GF isn't upset about being one-upped here. She is more likely upset about the perception of the and jealous of this friendship, since it sounds like OP is becoming increasingly tight with this friend, perhaps even more so than with the GF. That is the real item to address with her. Edit, info, Is OP the +1 to the concert? That would likely add fuel to all fires. Not the idiot, as long as you wouldn't have a problem with your best friend getting your girlfriend a really nice necklace that has personal meaning to her, and then she got him hard to get tickets to a game, but she didn't tell you what she got him beforehand, and you showed up to the party with a new blender or something as your present. As long as nothing in that entire scenario would bother you, you're fine. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot because I don't want to share my art commission money? My husband works full-time and I am a stay-at-home mom. Sometimes I work twice a week during the school year at a daycare. The income all goes to our joint account, and we both get an allowance each paycheck. On the side, in my free time, I occasionally do commissioned artwork. And when I say occasionally, I get maybe for a year. I wouldn't consider it income because it isn't consistent in the slightest. My husband says we should split it because he doesn't have a hobby that gives him extra income. I said I use it for art supplies so I can continue to do my hobby. He wants either 50/50ths or 80% goes to my art fund and we split the rest 50/50ths. I don't want to share my commission money. I only make between $20 to $50 each commission, and I don't get them very often. Maybe 2 to 5 a year. Husband says it's not fair that I get extra money to spend and he doesn't. Am I the idiot? Edit. We each get $50 a month as our allowance. My husband makes $2,800 a month and I make $400 a month during the school year. We do have a tight budget. This is our shared income. Edit number 2, 23 hours after posting. He wants the money to go to his personal fund, not the joint account. And by make I mean I charge between $20 to $50 depending on the piece, just enough to keep going honestly. Also, I am disabled and cannot work more than I already do. Though I don't know why that matters to the situation at hand. My husband and I are not fighting over this. He just brought it up twice, so I figured it was impossible for him. Yes, I will be upping my prices. Also, if you all want me to share the money so badly, why not commission me at my new prices, so this is a steady income as actually something I can contribute to the joint bank account and quit my part-time job. Then everyone is happy. You're the idiot. The amount is irrelevant, the principle is that you both support each other financially. He contributes 100% of what he earns, you want to contribute only what you consider income, and art commissions aren't income. But they are income even if they are not consistent. BTW, many jobs are commission only and inconsistent like that. Anything you earn is income. By excluding your art, you are essentially stealing from your joint account. You're the idiot. He puts everything he earns into the joint fund even though he earns much more than you do. You both get exactly the same amount of spending money out of the joint fund. He doesn't penalize you for making less than he does. So now that you're making a little money on the side, you're not willing to share that like he shares his extra income? That's selfish. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for telling my brother he'll probably end up bitter and alone? I am 22, my brother is 27 and my sister is 29. My brother didn't have an easy childhood. He was bullied at school and the other kids would tell teachers he was the instigator. They believed them and my parents believed the teachers. As a result, my brother grew up quite isolated and anger became his main defense mechanism. He tends to fly off the handle quickly and lashes out at any and everyone. We never had a close relationship growing up, but we've bonded as we got older over how our childhood affects us all. Sis, as the eldest, felt copious amounts of pressure to be perfect, and I as the youngest pretty much raised myself. Our parents have since apologized, but to be fair, they grew up thinking financially providing for your kids and not beating them was the epitome of good parenting. They didn't know where they were going wrong at the time and we were too young to articulate how we felt. We've had several open conversations about it since. They've apologized and we've been a united front for the last 4/5 YRS, minus some hiccups. We were at our parents' house over the weekend and my bro left a plate on the side after my mom had just done the dishes. My sister told my bro not to leave it, he got defensive and they started arguing. It was pretty back and forth normal sibling stuff until my bro hit below the belt and said he doesn't know why she's so pressed about a plate anyway. She has bigger things going on in her house to worry about. For context, her and her husband have had money troubles and recently borrowed money from us to cover their mortgage. Sis didn't say anything, just started crying. I stepped in and told him he'd gone too far. He needs to learn to control his anger because all he ever does when faced with any minor conflict is go for the jugular, and no one with any self-respect will stay around him. He's never been able to hold a relationship with GFS or friends. I went on a spiel and ended by saying his rough childhood doesn't give him license to be an insufferable prick who will probably end up bitter and alone. My dad and sis agree and think though harsh it's something he needed to hear, but my mum thinks I was out of line. We've spoken about therapy before and had many heart-to-hearts, but he's firmly against therapy and just doesn't change. I love him, but it's exhausting being around him sometimes. I thought tough love would help, but he's blocked me on everything, so I think I may have gone too far. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Sometimes people need to hear about themselves. His tough childhood is not an excuse. Nobody is. Every person on the planet has had it tough in one aspect or another. You guys have offered solutions to help resolve, and it just seems like for whatever reason maybe your brother just isn't mentally ready, or he wants to stay in the situation he is in. Either way, sometimes tough love includes telling somebody about themselves. If he wants to block you, maybe he's doing you a favor. Not the idiot, in my opinion. I have a younger brother with major attitude problems. No idea why. He was a very happy, respectful kid who immediately responds to innocent questions or conversations with aggression and hostility. We, my parents and I, have spent years trying to calmly, kindly, reasonably explain why he can't talk to us or others that way, and he rolls his eyes, talks down to us, and ignores us. I recently exploded at him, crying, because of how nasty he is over the littlest stuff, and had to say some stuff that made me hurt, but finally got the point across. Everything you said was true. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for telling my friend, 32M, he's out of line for refusing to go to our mutual friend's wedding? So a good friend of mine, let's call him Josh, and I, female 29, are part of a group of friends. We are all invited to a wedding of one of our close friends Dan, 31M. Dan has been in a relationship with his soon-to-be wife Katie, female 30, for almost 10 years. In the second year of their relationship, she had an affair. It came out, they broke up, and Dan was distraught. Nearly 8 years later, after a ton of therapy, tears and talking, they are very happy together and are excited to take the next step. Josh was critical of Katie for a while, but he's great friends with Dan and has always been civil and courteous to her. Now that the wedding invites have been sent out, he suddenly told us he has RSVP'd no. He said he can't stand there and watch two people get married when he knows one of them does not respect the sanctity of fully committing to one person. He is a firm believer in once a cheater, always a cheater, and says watching Katie getting married goes against his morals and he has to be true to himself. The others are shocked but have accepted his reasoning, but Dan is very upset. I called Josh and told him he was completely out of line and acting very selfish, and that it was not the bride's job to ensure everyone approves of all of her actions in life. I asked him to please reconsider, and that it would mean the world to Dan to have him there. Now Josh is also pissed at me for not having his back. I am a bit worried about am I the idiot for not respecting Josh's morals and getting involved. Edit. Thanks a lot for the reflected feedback, especially the comments calling me out on MMOB. Appreciate the reality check. Just wanted to clarify that what compelled me to get involved was because Josh wrote this to us in our WhatsApp group chat with 10 people, which includes Dan. I still stand by my opinion that this action was uncalled for. You're the idiot, it's his decision, and he's entitled to his view on it. Even though you disagree, he clearly feels that it's not a good decision, and if he feels like he can't sit there and watch his friend make a major life decision like this, then that's how he feels. You're the idiot for this. And that it was not the bride's job to ensure everyone approves of all of her actions in life. It's his right to decline if he feels that way. He's not saying that anything is her job, but that he feels she'll cheat again and doesn't want to go. If you like this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.